Welcome to the With Clarity and Purpose podcast with your host, Janet Borrego. Each week, I bring you an inspiring person or message to empower you to live life on your terms so you can be who you want to be, do what you are meant to do, and have the life you deserve to have. We will provide you with practical and cutting-edge approaches to continue getting clarity and direction on your path, mastering your mindset, and gaining confidence to tap into your inner wisdom so you can live on purpose. Welcome to another episode of With Clarity and Purpose, and it is time for another special guest. And believe me, this special guest is gonna inspire you in many ways. We have with us Susana Merida. Susana, welcome.
Hi, Janet.
Hey,
Thank you.
Susana. I'm so excited to have her, y'all, because she has a story where she has defined her path, even following unconventional ways. And let me tell you a little bit about her. She's a former pediatric dentist who fell in love with mindfulness, yoga, and wellness. She decided to pursue her purpose and passion, and now she's a full-time yoga instructor and NLP practitioner. Today, Susana is going to share with all of us her story, and we are going to talk about mindfulness and how we can use this tool to tune into our inner wisdom so we can live on purpose. Susana, how are you doing, my friend? I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Janet. Thank you. First of all, I'm super honored that you invited me and you approached me for one of my yoga students. So that was more even blissful for me. My name is Susana Merida. I'm honored to be in your podcast as invited and humble provide my story, and I hope inspire all the people around that hear us.
Oh my God.
I'm come from Venezuela. I'm born in Venezuela. I born in Caracas, and then I went to Valencia. In my career, my parents my mom born in China, my grandma from Japan, my grandfather from Italy, from my dad's side Spain. So my dad was Jewish, he passed away. So I have a little of everything of the world.
I love
and I studied dentistry because my parents, they were a good example. So I choose that career, and I love it and I enjoy it. So then I went to Puerto Rico and I did my residence in pediatric dentist, and I love it too and had a great time. So, and then I went to Maryland and I work in the University of Maryland in the fellowship program.
Wow.
I will teach resident students and undergraduate students, and we also will be in communities, Southern Maryland and rural areas where they will need a bilingual pediatric dentist. I will say from my heart that those moments, those times, they were very hard. They were very rough as a mom, wife, 2 kids, Latin woman.
Wow.
So, but no regrets, and I love it. Yes.
Oh my God, Susana. Okay, I love your story because you have such a diverse background. And it is so interesting. I mean, how did it feel just growing up with like so many diversity in your family? I mean, Italy, Jewish. I mean, I imagine many religions, many locations, many backgrounds. How did that enable you for you to be where you are right now? Just experiencing all that diversity. Yeah.
I think most of all, appreciate everywhere where you go.
Yeah.
You know, get connected with the roots. My table will be plenty of diverse foods, and always the table is where you gather together. So there will be Italian food, there will be dumplings, there will be hallacas from Venezuela, there will be arepas. So I think first of all, it was in my roots that make me the person that I love to welcome everyone from everywhere, and I love to learn from other cultures.
That's beautiful.
But I must say also that, as you can see, I'm no Chinese, I'm no Asian, I'm no full Venezuelan. So as a young child and growing as a teen, it was kind of, I wasn't feeling good enough on my body, in my skin, because I felt like I didn't belong. It was a little of it, a little of that. But as I growing and absorbing all that culture, I love it. I love it. And I married with a Venezuelan guy for 30 years. I'm being married now. I have 2 kids.
Wow, what a milestone.
And his side family was from Venezuela and Spain. So the Islas Canarias. So that was the final amalgam, because my industry. So that all, that all amalgam mixture, that's what we are. That's what I am.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. And I love that you even brought up that at the beginning, when you were a child, maybe you felt that you were not enough, that you didn't belong. Because honestly, Susana, that is something that I see with all females, right? I mean, including myself, I've definitely struggled in that area. And I know that we are going deep really quickly in this interview, which is great, right? But how did you overcome that? How did you reprogram your mind to say, I'm enough? And is this something you're still working through? Because I think everything is a lifelong process.
Yes. When I was teen and when I was getting older, more bigger, I think I finally looked one day in my mirror and I said, okay, you are different. And that's okay. And you don't have to fit in every category. But as you grow, and then you go in the medical field, and my residence was for the University of Puerto Rico, which is a very well recognized university by the ADA, and my 5 stars. But it was kind of tough for me to be standing in my heels, because I like to wear high heels, and standing in my heels and say, hey, yes, I'm different. I'm Latin. I'm a woman, but I'm smart and intelligent, and I do know my
worth,
what I'm doing. Yeah, I was shy, even that people don't believe it.
I know, she told me that, and I'm like, no.
yes, I was very shy, and actually, I go into the meditation and I go into the yoga and all this because for my own self growth. Because I used to go do presentations in Maryland, for example. We were in front of the health department, senators, the whole government staff, to show up and present what we were doing in the schools, what we were doing on the health department and the dental clinic. And I have an accent.
Same here.
I'm a Sofia Vergara accent, and who cares? So that I have to set my mind to say, okay, I speak 2 languages. I wish I could speak more. So, and I think nobody was nothing against me. It was me here. It was my own insecurities,
Yes.
So, and I say, okay, Susana, if you go to a congress or a meeting or dental meeting, or this a new product, you prepare, you learn, you study. So that's what you have to do with your emotions, with insecurity. So I took the path to start reading great books, and I was starting to feeling a lot of, my body was sending signs as well that I wasn't paying attention, and I was with my heart beating, I have anxious, and I was panic attack. But at that time, I love these platforms, and I love that we can connect, because I'm older, and I think there was a misconception that everything has to be high. And I think the beauty of my growth is we can pass it along to the people behind us.
That's right.
Especially women.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's why all this started, all this journey.
I love it, Susana, because one of the things that we connected over was the accent. I mean, for me, the accent was an insecurity for many years until I decided, my accent makes me unique. People will for sure remember me after the meeting because I'm more exotic, right? So I that is completely true. I started to embrace and reframe the meaning that I was giving to me having an accent. And I'm like, this is my differentiator and this is how I'm going to show up into the world. And just embracing what makes you unique, which I love that you mentioned, that's something that we need to do more of. And I think it can be super helpful.
Well, I'm super grateful that it's like the yoga. It's a
Yeah.
little light that we spread out of the
Yes.
darkness. So
Yes.
I think we making this path for
Of course.
people that,
That's true.
and one of the things when I do this all reinventing myself, when I one day I say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do now, that we're gonna go over that
Yes,
later, of
we
course,
will.
was that I'm the brand, or my yoga practice is what I'm gonna, the product that I'm gonna show. Okay, this is what, and the people ask me, you wanna do it in Spanish? You wanna do it all in English? And even my son, because I have a 26-year-old son, and he said, Mom, you should do it in one language. And I said, do it in English. He suggests me to do it in English. And I said, yes, but I'm gonna do it both
I
because I
love it.
wanna be, we are bridge to
We are a
connect.
bridge. That's true.
We are a bridge, and that's what is Susan love. That is what is love. That is what is yoga is about. And yoga is not a religion. You can have your religion wherever you this, I born with Jewish, Catholic, Buddhist,
Everything.
everything. But I think the point, the world needs now bridges,
Yeah, totally.
connection, bring
Connection.
all together. And if we are strong and we are proud of ourselves, even with our accent, and there are people in Spanish that will see us and they will say, okay, maybe they're learning, and they see, okay, if she's doing it, I'm gonna do it too. She inspired me. And there may be people that doesn't speak Spanish and they're willing to learn English, Spanish, and they're gonna listen to us in things in Spanish. That's why I like to bring that up in both languages.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I love it. And you're completely right because I remember back in my corporate job, seeing one of the plant managers of the refineries. He was French and he had this accent that was so thick. And I remember just looking at him, hearing him talk in a very, like high status within the corporation and seeing, man, thinking like if he did it, I can do it because it's just leading by example and creating more visibility for people like us. Oh, I love
Yes.
it, Susana.
Yes.
Tell us, so you were in the field of dentistry, which I love, you
Yes.
loved it, but you started to realize that your body was telling you something. Tell us about how you realized that it was time to rewrite your story and
Mhm.
how did you define that yoga, mindfulness, and all those things were it for you?
Well, first of all, I love what I did. We will go to schools. We will do oral screenings. We will prepare everything to do very with OSHA regulations.
Yeah.
I was the director of the center. So we will go see like 100 kids with fluoride, a screening, send them to the clinic. And I love that interaction and I love to serve. So, but the position, I wasn't taking care of my body and listening my body.
Mhm.
So I have multiple emergency for pain here. I couldn't move my arm. My neck couldn't move. I actually needed to drive 2 hours with traffic, snow with a snow. My heart was beating, and there's a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying that every dentist there or every person has to leave the
Of
job and
course.
switch
Yes.
and reinvent.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that please just pause,
Just
breathe, and pay attention. Your body is sending signs. But we are out, in my case, I speak from my map. I was so into the mode go that I didn't have time to say, hey, you know, and I think I miss a lot of things because I was in the doing mode and I forgot to be in the present moment. So my body has a heart beating very hard. I couldn't sleep at nighttime. I will even be very sensible, like I will cry, or my hormones, I think, were in the roller coaster. I think also I was in my 37s, my 40s, and that was all part of the, also maybe my menopause was starting to say showing up. But
Yeah.
the thing is that from now, nobody will talk about that.
Nobody.
Women will
Yeah.
not say nothing about that
Yeah.
unless you were very close friends and you will have the confidence to speak and ask some questions. Especially in Latin, we are make these jokes, about, but in reality is we will raise, and I want to demystify also this, and I want to change, and that's what I'm a super warrior, like we can do, makes all women support each other in a different way. It's like I want to look better than her. I want to do, it's everything. Échate tú pa meterme yo, ¿sabes?
Exactly.
Like a back,
Comparison
like
and
comparing. And I think at the end, we all struggle. We all women have our days that we feel sad, or the days that we see in the mirror and we don't like our body. So one of the things that I think of is the beauty of my growth is like, I'm here to learn from older women and also to learn from the younger ones.
I love
And we are a circle of women. So when you laugh, I laugh. When you grow, I grow. When you heal, I'm healing too, And then I just couldn't get up of my bed.
it's crazy,
That
right?
was my rock
The
bottom.
rock bottom.
And I don't want anyone in the world to be to that path because it's sad. It's scary. I had to take medication. I didn't even know what was happening. It was and based on my knowledge, because I know the medications, I know the physical body, the physiological, the biochemistry. I was scared. Like, how can I show up at work saying I'm taking this medication? Or you don't say it, because that's another thing. You keep it high,
There is a
and
stigma.
you just put that shield that I was so good at.
With that smile, just like everything is all right. Yeah.
I'm good. How good? Fine. And everything inside was crushed. And I think that word, that fake it until you make it, it hurts your body. It really hurts your body.
Totally.
So I say, okay, I need to keep working. I'm going to take the medication. I took half. I talked to my doctor, and I started this. I start to bring all, okay, what can I do extra to help this? I'm not thinking I'm going to take this medication forever. I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to take it, even that my body doesn't feel good, and I'm scared, and all those things that comes in, like I call the la lora loca, the blah blah blah, but what is out there that I can learn with? So that's what I started doing, and also I did cycling, I did kickboxing, I did spinning classes, you name it, and it was good. I'm not saying, but when I found my mindfulness and my yoga practice was the part that I said, okay, this is what I need. This is what my body was saying.
Craving. Yeah.
Susana, craving. Yes.
I love
and
it.
it was funny because I had a friend that she's from Puerto Rico. She's been we're not dentists. She's from the health department. We made by universe casualty, universe attractions law, and she went with me along when I had to take the medication, and I felt I was scared because I knew, the vertigo, all the things, all the sensations, the claustrophobic, because I suffer from panic attack, anxiety, and I think I was close to depression, but I took action right on time, and she said, I love what I do. I love my children. I love the work that I do I love to see my kids. And when you work for the government or for a teacher or for, it's not the same like a private practice. And I was fine with that. I love what I have the chance with, because Maryland is one of the states that have a limit license. So since I was graduate for University of Carabobo, Venezuela, yes.
Yes.
And I did my residence at Puerto Rico, they have this special limit license that you can work in healthcare facilities or federal qualified health centers.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, this is what I need in my life. I was happy, but there was something, Janet, like I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
11 years ago. And I said to my friend, I'm happy. I love my family. I have a grateful life. I'm grateful for what I have, but I don't see myself that I'm going to be forever as a pediatric dentist. And I don't know now what it's going to be. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you that there's something in my body that I don't think this is going to be spending for the rest of my life just doing this.
Yes,
I think there's something else for me. And I didn't know.
Yeah.
So then when we moved to Texas, I tried, that was another bottom part for me. That was the ideation for me to, okay, I need to reinvent myself. I took the exam to have the boards and all the exams to have a private practice and work here in Texas. And I took it 3 times and I didn't pass. And every time I didn't pass one part, and then I had to retake, and those labels is that's another episode that we can have talk about.
You need to come back to tell us.
That's another episode for dentists pursuing to be working in USA. Well, anyway, I got my depression back again. I got my anxiety back again, and I don't want to feel that way. And I that's what I said. Okay, because one of the things that I learned also, Janet, as a young kids, we have this chip in our minds that we come from generations, those limited belief or those old belief that we think that we are,
everything.
and expectations. And I thought that if I wasn't pediatric dentist, there was no Susana, there was no me.
Yeah, you didn't make it. You were not good enough. All of that.
Yes, and I think as a lesson that I can share that I learned these past 6 years, that's been my whole full peak of my growth, you don't belong or you don't value because your career, your status, or your marriage, or you value because you love yourself, because you believe like what you are.
Everything starts from within. That's it.
Yes. So when I went to therapy, and that's okay to say it, because that's another thing and I love Brené Brown. When you show up in the arena and when you be vulnerable in the arena, then you can speak and receive advice from other person who's being in the arena.
Exactly.
But
that's
the person that hasn't been in that path don't know anything about what is this body feel. So being vulnerable, I have to sit in my knees and say, okay, God, okay, universe, what it is. Show me a sign. Tell me what you want, the why. What is the why for this? And the universe put me one person and then another and then another. And I met my coach and PNL, like I did the certification with her, with Elena Ruiz. and I started therapy with her, and I went to my therapy with psychological, and I did my all. And it's shocking because when they ask you, what is what you want? What is what Susana wants?
And you have never asked yourself that question. You have always followed the path that you were given. And suddenly you are shocked with that question. And you're like, wow.
Yeah. And that's when I look back, and I was so focused on the doing and the success, because we saw that to be successful is that when you got this type of job or this type of house or this type of life, and that's all around. Everything comes from the inside.
Exactly. We forget to be because we are focused on doing, but you don't even.
Of course, we have to have goals. We have to have or
crazy.
Focus on your center. But I think for me that I was depressed and I felt like I have no value when I didn't pursue what I was supposed to be doing my whole life. And I changed and I feel the most happy person in the world now, that we can talk about that now, is that, okay, what is what Susana wants? Susana wants to be happy. Susana
Oh,
wants to
that's
be,
key. I love it.
that's,
That's
if you
everything.
believe your God, your universe, your Buddha, we've been created to be happy.
That's it. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love that because even with my coaching clients, the first thing, even before setting goals, the first question they answer is, who do they want to be? And then we focus on doing, and then we focus on having. So be, do, have. And I love that you let being happy be that direction, because that is it. That is
And
everything.
when you're happy and when you're happy with yourself, of
Yeah.
course, you have to work and you have
Yes.
to
Heck yes.
uh,
It's a lot
first
of work.
recognize, okay, what is what I need to do?
Yeah.
Okay, what is what I'm doing that is not working?
Exactly.
At first, acknowledge,
Mm-hmm.
then take action, and then becomes a transformation, and then
That's
go
it.
exploring. And
Exactly.
that's where everything evolves. And that's what I'm here for. So I wish younger generation can hear and learn that we get so expecting the right moment to feel good, or expecting the right time, or expecting when everything is settled in the
Perfect. Yeah.
what we supposed. So there's no more perfect in my life,
There
let
is
me
no
tell
more
you.
perfect. But I love it, Susana, because you're right. I think a lot of people are waiting for the perfect moment to come. And perfection is a type of procrastination, because perfection will never come. So you keep waiting and being unhappy and being unfulfilled and just waiting. And there are so many things that you said that really spoke to me. And also, thank you for your vulnerability, because you are an open book. And I think our listeners are going to resonate with you so much and just appreciate you showing up as Susana, as imperfect Susana, like we all are, imperfectly perfect.
And I think that's the thing, that if we don't talk about it, everybody's gonna be high. And I
Mhm.
think I promised myself that once that I choose this new path of me, to keep serving, you know. And one other thing is, if I can inspire another woman, another teenager, or another woman, like please be gentle with yourself.
It is
This just,
important.
you know, be
Compassionate.
compassive with yourself.
Yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
compassion with yourself and give yourself time, but also don't make the excuse to stay that in that zone, because sometimes we need to be, this is a yoga phrase that I use, quote all the time, find comfortable on the discomfortable,
Yes,
you
totally.
know, because we are so accustomed to be in the comfort zone and we don't want to get out of there because it's comfort and it's good. And if it's working, you're never going to take the lead to say, okay, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be brave
You gotta be
and take
brave.
the courage, and but also look for the people that inspire you,
Yes,
look for
that's
the
a big one.
connections, you know, like I, because now I don't have the word envy, it's just admire, you know, because we were so with this all belief like envy, competition, comparison. No, no, let's put all those all belief aside and let's find a way. Okay, I don't feel good right now with my body, or I'm not sleeping good, I want to lose weight, I want to change to work. Oh, she's doing it, oh, he's doing it. Okay, let me try to reach him, let me try to learn from what he's doing, instead of say, oh, then she's doing. No, you know, we are mirrors to each other.
Exactly.
So
That's
something
true.
that is bothering you over there is because there's something that you want to look from that is that
Yes,
you are facing it,
totally.
you know.
Perception is projection from the inside. So whatever we perceive outside is actually coming from the interpretation that we have inside of that situation, of that person. So I love that. Oh my
Yes.
God. And I love the abundance mindset. You know, like there is a piece for everyone. So why are we competing with each other? Like there is just one piece for everyone. There is so much to go around. I love that. And something, Susana, that I loved about your experience is that you experimented to gain clarity. Like you tried spinning, you tried like different modalities of wellness and physical health, and you didn't stop. You kept going with hope that you were going to find that thing. And I'm saying this because sometimes people try one new thing and they don't feel inspired and they're like, well, it wasn't meant to be. But here's the thing, you got to experiment and pivot as you go along the way until you find the right thing. And I love that you did that for yourself.
I think
Yeah,
that's because you have to first, like I said, acknowledge that you are not happy or you want to lose weight or
exactly.
you're feeling, and then you have to be compromised with that.
Yeah, commit
Like you
fully.
make your commitment. You have to be in commitment with yourself.
Yeah,
We are so many times we are committed with work, with family, with appointments, but when it's time to take care of ourselves, we make excuses.
yeah, that's
So
right.
once you are faithful, and like I said, I'm faithful for what I believe. One of the good things of my programming neurolinguistic work certification in my therapy 6 months before is that you write your values down.
Exactly. I
and
love
and
that
I
so
tell
much.
everyone that okay, you don't have to write 10 values, write down 5 at least.
Yeah, yeah,
5.
yeah. That's it.
And I can share mine.
Yeah,
My peace is non-negotiable. That's one of my values. My family is non-negotiable. That's one of my values. I'm committed with myself. That's non-negotiable. That's one of my values. I'm honest. That's non-negotiable. That's one. So and then you add it on and on and on and on. And when a situation comes, you breathe, you pause, you reset your mind, and you say, what are my values? This go along with my values? If it doesn't go,
exactly.
I
That's
don't
it.
betray myself. I don't betray myself. I say no, thank you,
Yeah.
without guilty. Because if I say yes, and it's something that doesn't go along with my values, I'm betraying myself.
You are. And you are creating
And I'm
resentment against yourself. Yeah, totally. I love values too because it's such a simple exercise, but it's a framework for any decision making. It's a framework for any step. I always say that with your values, you can define what is a distraction versus an aligned action, which is the same thing you were saying. I
yes.
love it. Now, Susana, I'm sure there are people listening and they're like, oh my God, everything you are saying is resonating with me, Susana, but I don't have time to tune into myself. I don't have time for me. What would you say to that person based on your experience?
Well, first of all, you have to be committed with yourself.
Yes.
That's number one. Like we take time, you set up time for give others. Like you have time for go with your friend and have a glass of wine, or you have time to take your kids to the nursery and come back. But sometimes, like I said, always like we forgot about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, I would say, I love to sleep, right? But start meditating. So if you have to be at work and get up at 7, set up the appointment, the alarm to get up a little earlier.
That's
And you don't have to
commitment
be
there.
sitting this meditating. No, just get out of your bed, close your eyes, put your feet, instead of get up, put your feet on the earth, pause, close your eyes, one hand in your chest, one hand in your belly, or just two on your chest and say, gratitude. Start with gratitude, right? Okay, thank you, your Lord or God, or thank you, universe. Just be thankful. You set the energy and the attitude, how you want to start the day. And then you can add some more minutes. And also, what I found very frequently, people, I cannot meditate, I cannot stay still.
Yeah, and a lot of
And
people haven't even tried it, and they're like, "No, I cannot do that." At least try
because
it.
that's
Yeah.
when the PNL, and I do it in my classes, is when you have to change the chip. It's
Exactly.
like a
Yeah.
phone, a new iPhone, a new
Yeah.
Samsung
An
phone,
update.
an update, like a computer. You need to reshape all those old beliefs, and also give yourself the chance and the opportunity to try new experience and new things. We are so in this corner and with judgment and prejudge, and we don't look like okay, let me try it. And that's just give yourself the chance to feel it and try before saying, no, I'm not good at that. No, I can never do that. Just give yourself the opportunity and try it. If it doesn't feel good and you feel like it's not working, okay, but it's not just one day. It's not just,
exactly.
You have to be consistency in your meditation.
Practice. Yeah.
I love to go in nature. When I feel in imbalance, I just put my bare foot, go outside, put my feet on the grass, or even in the feet, and just feel the sun out there. And just, you don't have to be standing, just 2 minutes. Breathe, feel your chest rise, and then feel. These are real research that said that all the barefoot receive all the energy, the ions flow, and it goes all the way in your body. And create your mantra. Today is a good day to be a good day. Oh, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm at peace. And the word I am, just say it.
Yeah,
it's the most powerful word that comes from the inside.
Yeah.
But I think what I receive mostly, because people that knows me from a long time and I've been seeing my whole transformation, because I called it, the pandemic was my transformation year overall, is because you always make the excuse. You don't find the time. We give time to everyone. We give, and we are so hard on ourselves. So what I said sometimes in my classes, I said, close your eyes, take a big inhale, reach your hands up, and then hug yourself tight as you can. Close your eyes and just say something beautiful to yourself today. And say something right now, beautiful. Talk to yourself the way you talk to someone you love.
Oh, I like that. That is so true.
And that's because we take time to tell your daughter, your family, even your pet, my lovely, but with ourselves. In fact, I'm old, I'm not good enough, and blah, blah, blah. And say, stop it for 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Just breathe, connect with your breath, smile. The moment you smile, you're releasing hormones of happiness and joy.
I was telling a client that, because even if it's not a genuine smile, when your body changes, your mind starts changing. Everything is interrelated. So I'm so happy you mentioned that. Just even smile in the mornings, even if you're not feeling like it, your mindset is going to change like this.
As you know, as a PNL, we have kinesthetic, we have visual, we have hearing. Yeah. I'm very visual myself. I like music, I'm kinesthetic, but I'm very visual. And I don't want to become the obsessive perfectionist, because perfection is out of my league. But when you organize your space, when everything is in order, I like to have fresh flowers. For example, if you feel, I always suggest to my friends, and have bad day. For me, it works. I feel sad, or I'm not in the energy level. I know what are the things to reach in my body to put my level of energy up. Go buy some flowers, fresh flowers in your home, a little light candle, a little incense, and you can clean. Well, not obsessive, but like sometimes we have so many stuff that we don't need. So when you look around your space visually, it's all in harmony. And that nurtures. And that's simple to make you feel good in one day. And you don't go to be out and shop and spend a lot of money or be miserable or out. You have the power to change the mindset when you get up in the morning every day. That's something that I learned.
It's so important.
You choose.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so important to start your day in control, because that defines the tone for the rest of the hours. Sometimes people wake up and they're like all over the place, a meeting, the next thing, just focusing on the external rather than their inside, rather than tuning in within themselves. So I love that. Susana, let's talk about mindfulness, because mindfulness is so related to everything we have been talking about. Now, a lot of people know about mindfulness, but some people listening may be like, I've heard it, but I don't know what that means specifically. How would you define mindfulness for those listening?
Well, mindfulness for me is when you are connected, fully present with your mind, with your body, mind, and spirit. When you gain to just be here now in the present moment. You're not thinking what you're gonna do in 5 minutes later or an hour later. You're not thinking what happened in the past. You just be here and now. That's for me mindfulness. And also adding to all this is a way to live because you want to live in peace. Your body wants we will want to be happy and peaceful life. Humans are the ones who complicate it. So if you see children and if you see pets, they are in the fully present moment. Those are my teachers. Those are
That
my
is
teachers.
true.
You see a kid that is crying one moment and then you hug him and he forgot everything and he's happy again. He's
That's
there.
true.
You see a pet and he's playing and playing, like my dog, for example, Maya, and she started linking and she started eating and she's there, or she just want to be hugged. She's fully present. So every time your mind goes away or goes back, I invite you to go back to your center and just, there are mudras that you can just place for fingertips or palm to palm or fingertips or infinite, and just close your eyes. And I said always this: when you are at work or you are on a phone call or you are in the meeting or you are in a text, you don't have to respond immediately. Yoga in mindfulness will teach you that you can control your energy and you just need to pause, breathe, and you're not gonna be from here to here directly. You're gonna just take the moment and the time to respond. So that's one of the beauty of mindfulness, because you are so in the present moment that you stop and you say, okay, do I have to do this now? Do I have to respond this now? Is this gonna hurt? It's gonna have consequences. So the whole shift of your awareness change, and then suddenly it's like you started a little 10 minutes meditation, or you can walk and have mindfulness meditation because you are full.
You're
You can
present.
peel
Yeah.
off a fruit and you can have mindfulness meditation. You can eat and have a mindfulness meditation. It's not just sitting here like this. This is supposed to be in the monk, Asia. But there are so many different ways. And then you add it and you add it more in your life, it becomes part of you.
I
It
love
becomes
I
part of
love
you.
that. And I think mindfulness helps so much just overcome people pleasing, overcommitting, avoiding boundaries, because you start tuning into what's best for you in the moment and just
Your
start.
body speaks to you.
Your body speaks to you like it was speaking to you, and you're like, no, 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 I can more, I can tolerate more, until one day you are like, I can't anymore. So
And we are
yeah,
so, like you say about the people pleaser, we are so trained that if we do more, it's better. Or if
exactly.
we say yes to everybody and everything, it's better because maybe they're not gonna think that I can do it, or what if, all the things that comes back in your but when you are consciously living in the present and you work and you reset your mind with PNL, of course, because that's a lot of work, and you can say no without guilty, and you don't have to do multitasking. I think one of my things on my generation that was multitasking was action. And as I'm learning from my experience, when you focus your energy, there you go. Instead of doing
Exactly.
so many things, focus your energy in one thing, and then you're
Yeah.
gonna obtain more results.
I love everything you said, and it's totally true. Meditation is a type of reprogramming of your mind for you to be more conscious, because a lot of things are unconscious, right? As we have learned in NLP, behavior, change, learning, the patterns, the habits we run, all of those are unconscious. And whenever we react to things, that's based on our unconscious programming. We haven't even stepped back to reflect on, is this going to help me? Does this align with my values? So the practice of mindfulness and meditation is, like you said, getting more into your body and mind to make change conscious rather than just running in autopilot all the time.
Yes. Another thing that I notice in younger generation, and I wish we can be, there will be more awareness, the time when you're sleeping. We
Oh
need
my
to
God, that
sleep.
is
We
true.
need to rest. We need to rest. And if you know that you're not sleeping, maybe you need to just sleep. Your body just needs to sleep 6 hours. Maybe your body just needs, but it's being recognized that your brain need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
So because that's linked with all mental health, bipolar disorders, depression, panic attacks, all the mental anxiety, the brain need to rest. So if you know that you need to rest, because now suppose you are been working and your body, you're taking care of your body. You are on the medication or you're already out of the medication, but your complaint is, I cannot sleep at nighttime. I would suggest part of the mindfulness to take this routine. As you have your morning routine, have your nighttime routine. 2 hours from getting bed, be away off of the devices, have a light dinner, less sugar, more fresh salad or lentils, something that is good with your body. And I love oils, lavender, spray lavender oil in your pillow, have a bubble bath or fresh shower, that you are preparing for a time. It's like grooming yourself. It's like, for me, it's like the same as your ritual to love yourself. That's part of love yourself. And that's mindfulness too. Okay, if I want to go to bed to 10 because I need to get up earlier to be at work at time and I want to do my 5 minutes meditation, let me prepare ahead. And if the more you do it, the more you practice, it becomes part of your routine and it feels good. And when something doesn't go that, because also the control, we have to let it go. Sometimes we need to just flow, maybe one day you don't get up the time, but you know that at least you are in the car. And then instead of listen, because mindfulness is also what you hear, who you are with the people, that what you eat. Like, get up in the morning instead of watching the news. Of course, you can want to watch the weather, the if you want to drive, how's the traffic, but immediately try to shift for something that a little quote, a little meditation. There are so many options out there that you, instead of being stuck in the traffic and being, no, breathe and listen something, a podcast, for example. I love podcasts. I love
Yeah, me
podcasts
too.
from Erica de la Vega, Goop. I love also Trava. It's another podcast that I
Oh, I need to
listen
check
a
that
lot.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, he brings people from all over, especially Latin, but I like to listen in English too. Ofra, this is another guy that is for men, because I have two boys. So I like to teach my kids, my boys, my men, to recognize that they can cry. That's another thing that I love about yoga. Yoga has taught me to be welcome to inclusion. It's not just
Yeah.
women's, men's separate. No, we all as a unit, like, listen something that sometimes you need to cry. Okay, cry. Because we put labels.
Yeah, we
Men
do.
don't cry. So try to listen something that you will fulfill your soul. So when you get to your work setup, or when you have to deal with a situation, you have the tools. You already have tons of things that you can choose before react and say, okay, can I make a solution on this now? Okay, can I have you respond to this now? Or maybe something doesn't go the way we want it, because we are so accustomed to the control that we
Exactly.
want things in a way, and if something doesn't happen that way, it's because the universe was redirecting to you the way they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know?
And that is true, because even consistency, like I think, I don't know, 90% of people achieve with consistency, but I think part of that is like expecting perfection. Even when bringing a practice like meditation or mindfulness, your practice is not going to be the same every single day. If you
Yes.
want to meditate 10 minutes, but tomorrow something happens, then meditate 2 instead of 10. I think consistency and showing up is so much better than having the expectation of a linear path and just being perfect every single way. Just even driving, like you said, we drive at least once a day, right? So even driving, you can practice a mindfulness. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes.
Just practicing
Like
however
if
you
you have
can.
a dog, walk your dog. As
Yeah,
you
walk
walk your
your dog.
dog, you watch one of meditation that I practice a lot. You walk your dog and you watch your steps, inhaling one step forward, exhale the other leg, and
Oh,
then you are present in that moment. When you watch your dog, you inhaling, exhaling, and then you look at the flowers, and then you look at tree, and then you see the sky, and then you are full in the present moment. At
yeah.
the same time, you can hear some music if you wanna, have, because you need to have your phone. It's okay. Like I said, there's not for such a thing that has to be a perfect way to be
Exactly.
mindfulness,
Yeah.
because that's the thing that you mentioned that I stood like, if we were expecting the perfectionist, and that's where I say always be gentle with yourself, do what your best can do, and
That's
just
it.
keep trying, and
Exactly.
one
Yeah.
day it's gonna be, your class will be like, we start doing yoga, let's start with gentle yoga, and one day your body will move in that way, and one day your body's gonna move differently, and it's okay, because there's nothing wrong or bad. It's just be in the moment, be in the present. Yeah.
I love it. And one of the things we have talked about before is that mindfulness is a great tool to tune into your own input and start trusting your gut and understanding yourself and listening at your body. How did that help you in your journey of finding your purpose and finding what really fired you up? How did that help you? And what do you need to unlearn in order to get there too?
Well, first of all, we have to unlearn.
Yes,
That's the
a
first
lot.
thing, because a lot. And I think every day we learn new things, but you have to be open to unlearn and learn new things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you remove all your baggage, you remove all your titles, you remove all your insecurities, you remove all your judgment, all belief, all this internal talk that we have with ourselves. You have to put it aside and say, okay, today is a new day. I'm gonna start like a new day, and give you, okay, universal, show me what is my path. I'm ready. I'm here. Okay. And also, in my case specifically, the shame. Remove the shame, because what are people gonna think? What are they
Yes,
gonna say?
that's a big
Even
one.
family or colleagues that will see me. Oh, she's not practicing. Oh, she's doing this. I don't care, because I'm committed with my values and I'm happy. And
Exactly.
that's what I came to this earth to be happy. And once you're happy and you feel full connected with your gut, with your heart, this is our forebrain. We always hear. No, it's here.
The
If your
heart.
heart says yes, go for it. Then yeah, the gut is here. You know when something feels good here,
You know, right
and
away.
you
You just
know.
know.
And as a yoga teacher, I observe bodies when people is hurt or people is not sure, or people, what we do usually, you see people walking and start
Yeah,
observing people, they're go like this.
you hunch. Yeah.
But once you know your roots, you are in a line with your root chakra and you feel what you are, you feel it right here, roll your shoulders back and you said, this is it, I feel it right here, you know.
You show up empowered and ready to go.
Yes, yes. In my case, personally, I have to be so thankful, because my best friend, my partner, my husband, always was alongside with me in this journey. It's not easy. Not everybody has that blessed that I hope and I wish that everybody out there can find the person that is gonna say, okay, this is what you want, go for it. He always by my side, and all the things crazy because I'm always, but specifically in this one, it was a big change.
It was a big change, yeah.
It was a big change, even for my kids. My kids are young men now, but I told him, and like I said, like, this is what my heart feels that I'm in the right path. Because when you do all this reinvention, when you try to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life, or I'm not good at this, and all those self-doubt that we have, you have to say, okay, what was it that I like to do when I was a kid? Because when we were kids,
yes.
we were the most happy person in the world. Even if the environment doesn't help, I can guarantee you have stuck in the back of your brain unconsciously. You have all the experience in the environment, but you always go with that moment. A sound will transport you there, or a smell or food, those other connections in the body that will say, when I was doing this, I felt the most happy in the world. And that's what I put my dots and my puzzle start to bring all together. And okay, I have another talent.
Yes, you do.
I have another talent, and I can embrace it. And it's okay that I remove my scrubs. I remove
your old identity,
and I embrace that, and I use it, and I combine it, because I'm not saying that I'm gonna push aside that part of me. I love it, and I'm very proud of it. And it gives me the little condiment, the little ingredient for the yoga, because there are many yoga teachers out there, and there are plenty of options that you can go YouTube teachers here in Houston, but everyone is unique and everyone is different. And I'm, as a yoga teacher, this is Susana. This is what I offer you. I have my knowledge in medical field. I have my knowledge in programming linguistics. I have my passion. I have my knowledge in bar, because I also certify in bar teacher, and I do the wall, which is for injuries. So I start adding, because it was a new me.
Yeah,
and I said, okay, when I used to be in this side, because you put two Susana, and then I melted all in one, right? Okay, I used to go to trainings, I used to study, I had to go to be better. But now, in the sense that before I wanted to prove, in this space, I feel so safe, because I prepare myself, I go to workshops, I keep studying, but I don't need to prove anything.
Exactly. That's it. I love it. And I think the practice of gratitude, which it seems like you have a consistent gratitude practice, I feel that also makes you feel whole instead of lacking something, or instead of being scarce of something. It makes you feel like you have it all already, because it's true. All the resources you need to succeed are within you already. That's one of
there's a key word that I learned when I started to teaching. I was insecure as a yoga teacher, because I was new there, and in the beginning I didn't want it to throw me to the field, because I said, no, I'm not ready. You're never gonna be ready. You're never gonna be ready. You have to go for it. And I have to be very thankful as well for my yoga teachers, my yogi students. I learn from my yogi students. I learn from my yoga teachers. And when I did my trainings, she would push me. It's Kristen. That studio already closed, but I used to work there. If you don't, she will challenge me. Hey, do you want to go and teach this class? And I was like, oh, I said, okay, yes. Okay, I was shaking, but I said, no, I got this. And the more you practice, like everything, consistency, it becomes part of you. So I'm very thankful of my yogi students. Each one of them has something that make me be a better yoga teacher. But not just as a yoga teacher, as a human, you know, as a
Yes.
person. And I'm super thankful of that. Like of course, you want to have an income and you want to have a studio. Right now, I'm having fun. I have my income, I'm learning, but my talent, my other talent that I was mentioned, I can keep serving. I can keep
Exactly. That's
helping.
it. That's what's important at the end of the day.
And you see a person that comes with a back pain, and I give some tools, some modifications, some breathing, because the power of the breath.
Yeah.
You know, the pandemic has talked so much about our body, taking care of our body. We took for granted the simple physiological human thing that is take a big inhale, breathe,
The
exhale.
most basic thing, but it's life.
People
It's life.
people sometimes don't know
Yeah.
how to breathe. I have tons of students that comes to me like this, and they cannot just hold the breath, and they start learning, and they're learning. It's a baby growth, baby steps.
I
So I say,
love
be
that.
patient with your body, be patient with yourself, be gentle.
Beautiful. That's so nice. And Susana, as we start concluding, what if
Mhm.
someone is out there, one of our listeners, and she or he, they have this inner voice like you had during your journey that is telling them there is something more. Maybe this is not it. What would you recommend to them? Maybe a practice or maybe whatever it is. What would you recommend that they do to start tuning into that and start redefining their direction?
Okay, first of all, I want to say that your job, your age, your nationality, your status doesn't define you.
Oh, that's powerful.
Okay, once you know that, and you believe it, because one thing, you have to believe it, like what you are, and then you go back and start, take a piece of paper and write down the things that you love and make you happy. You know, I love to share with my friends. When my friends have like this little, I know how to cook, or I love to help people to organize their houses, or I love to help to people to get ready for, I don't know, fine, but not in the sense of just making the money, because
Exactly.
that's another misconception. With If you focus only on the money, that's, which is, yeah, we need the money, with that's abundance, is energy, because money is energy. But I think if you focus what makes you happy, fulfill you inside, and then you see, okay, maybe you love your job, maybe you love what you are doing, but you still think that you have something extra to provide.
Exactly.
Or maybe you're young and you say, okay, I can be doing this, but I would like to have in my, I will say, because 40s, the new 50, I'm in the 50s, so we are new, you know, it's different. When I'm in my 50s, I would like to have my own business, for example. So start getting ready to prepare for that. And but first, go in your, when you were young, when go back there and write down, okay, this will make me happy. I see that I love to see, I'm very musical, I love to see people feel good, you know. So if you like to help people to feel good, okay, so I like to eat healthy. Okay, I can cook. I can be a coach nutritionist. You know, there are so many ways, and you don't have to change it from day tomorrow. I say bye to everyone. No, prepare yourself.
It's a progression.
Um,
Yeah.
and another thing is, learn how to communicate better, because
With
sometimes,
yourself and others too.
yeah, yes, because sometimes we want people to read our minds or assume what we want, but if you don't share it with your partner or with your friend, or maybe you have a friend that she's very good cooking and you are very good decorating, that's a good match.
A
So
partnership.
you can a partnership, right? And alliance always are good. And but sometimes you have to go by your own. You can grow with someone along the way, and then each one can take different directions, but it's okay. because you take it, okay, she has something that I don't have. I learn from her, I learn from him. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm going to go this path.
That's beautiful.
But look for something. What is their intention?
Yes, that's key.
You want to serve. You want to serve. You want to make people happy. You want to make people healthy. In my case, I want to bring the wellness of aging. I would love to, everyone would do yoga and meditation, because once you're in the yoga, everything is aligned. There's Ayurveda yoga, there's meditation, there's pranayama, and you start to see your life is a way to live your life. I don't know if I mentioned, I've been 6 years meatless free.
I know it. Yeah, you mentioned it to me, but not in the podcast. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I'm not saying that everyone has to choose that path, but I want to do, you can do it one day in a week. And
that is true.
Because once you are in all these changes, then you said, okay, how can I be a good provider, or a good, to provide a little seeds that I can plant to be a better world, So do you want to create a business about environment? Okay, so that's a good way. So start reaching people, make connections. I think Instagram, I love Instagram. And I was the person that I was private. I didn't go out until I said go. It was funny because there was a joke, she's my friend Susana, and I said, yes, I went out on Instagram. And is she lesbian? She said, no, I'm not.
That is funny. Yeah.
Because that's it, pretty just, I'm super welcome to everyone. Your minds are
we are
all
one.
open and
we
everything.
Respect everyone.
Yeah,
that's so nice.
One of the misconceptions, I was in private in my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So when my friend invited me to start doing live classes during the pandemic to a group of women, each side, one in Dallas, and I wasn't. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be public. Oh my God. No, I have more things to be grateful that I'm being out there, showing up and connecting with people. I have great friends that I met through Instagram, like you, and I have another friend in Miami, and people, and then you start learning. And that's a good way to start. Also, I will say you have to read good books.
Oh my God, I love books. They are the best mentors ever.
Invest in yourself. If you wanna go for a different path in your life, and you wanna have start doing little workshops, invest in a coaching, invest in yourself.
So important.
I don't have, and then there's always the excuse, I don't have the money. Okay, so you don't have the money now, but make the arrangements. How can you get there?
Prepare. I love it. I love it.
Yes. And I will say, instead of, make the numbers. Instead of buying everyday Starbucks,
that makes a lot.
Put that money aside and invest in something for your business to grow. Invest in yourself.
So true. It's about resourcefulness, and people can figure out whenever they put that as a high priority on their list. Every time.
But I will say one thing.
Every time.
If you have your gut and something is telling you now that you're not happy where you are, or you want to do your business, or there's something, don't wait.
Don't wait. Just trust it and start doing something, my friends. That was so beautiful, Susana. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so inspired. I'm energized to continue with my day after this podcast. Now, I finalized, and I didn't tell you this, surprise. I finalized the podcast with what I call rapid fire questions. Meaning that I'm going to ask you questions and you reply quickly the first thing that comes to mind, okay? We are going to have a little bit of fun here. You ready?
Okay, yes.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, I have many, but I will say The 4 Agreements.
Oh my God, that's mine too.
It's a quick, easy, it's a great
That's mine too.
I have many. I'm a super nerd. I love to read. I can read 5, but I would recommend, if you have the time, it's a not too
Two
long
personal,
book,
yeah.
the 4 agreements.
That's my fave too. Okay, describe yourself in one word. One word to describe Susana.
Creative and magical.
Oh, I like it. Overachiever. She's like, I'm gonna give you 2. What are you the most proud of?
I'm the most proud of myself.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How far I come. I have to go a long path to be sitting here and really believe that I have something to share. It makes me like very,
I got chills. I got chills.
You know,
too.
like yeah, because it's easier for you to always be high or say no later, and not stood up for what you believe that is true. So I'm very proud of myself. Always thankful that I have a good system support around me, right? My family, my husband. Thankful like 100 times, my kids, my family. But I'm very thankful that I stuck with the plan that I said one day, and I'm still in my path.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. What a great example. What's your favorite part of being a yoga teacher?
My favorite part of yoga teacher is see everyone's transformations.
Oh,
Seeing it's not just physically, mentally and emotionally. Sometimes they don't know it, they don't realize it, and I have to come and just say it. Hey, it's been a month that you're coming here, and I see you glowing. You know, it's something that it's like energy, like, you know, it's just overwhelming. You know, that's the when I see a person that can sleep better, can feel better, can speak better, can feel and be better.
That's what keeps you going. That's beautiful. What's the best piece of advice someone has given to you?
I would say my dearest Elena Reese. You should interview her. She's amazing. Elena taught me to be faithful and loyal to my words and my values, to believe in myself, and always I have the option to choose. You always have options to choose.
I love that. What an amazing way to conclude this podcast interview. I'm so inspired, impressed, and I'm so proud of your journey. And honestly, you're just the perfect story for this podcast, because this podcast is all about people trying to discover who they are meant to be and trying to follow that path that feels in alignment, just like you did, my friend. So how can people find you? Like in Instagram? Tell me, how can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. It's Susan M. Love, Susana Merida Calcina. Yeah, because I think love is medicine.
I love
love is all we need. So my name is Susan M. Love. Go on Instagram. I post my stories. I post every day. Mostly you can, if I'm doing something, or you can reach me to them, to DM, right? And in Facebook is another Susan M. Love, Lincoln. Like I said, I'm having fun. I don't have cards. I don't have a web page yet. I'm working on that, because one of the things of this transformation is you have to be patient and go steps. You don't have to skip steps or jump steps.
Yeah.
So, but definitely by Instagram, reach me there. I teach Saturday mornings at Yoga on the Brazos, that's in Richmond. I also super honored to teach 2 days, Mondays and Thursdays at the gym in Anytime's Fitness. Is in the Fry here in Katy, which is very good because it's another environment. It's not just a yoga studio, which is different. And I love to see people that go to the gym to make muscles, but they're finding her body, mind, and soul and spirit in my class.
That is so nice.
And also you can find me in my little space here, yoga space, for private yoga sessions. I also is been doing lately a special birthday parties or bachelor parties. Like you can do, okay, you want to celebrate your birthday, and I bring the whole experience. I transfer my whole things, and I create 90 minutes to your experience in your home. and we do some yoga classes. You gather with your friends, family, and we do some yoga. And if you want any private sessions, because you're new in yoga, I can offer private sessions, which just contact me by DM. It's a little space that I have. It's not a studio. It's in my home. So I'm very protective of my space, but I think that everyone is looking peace inside is going to be welcome here in my little space, which is here. I have this, which is the wall. This is very a restorative type of yoga that you can find with me. And we will do poses on the mat, and then we will do poses on the wall. And it's very for lengthening, for back injuries. It's amazing. If you go to my Instagram, you can see a little.
I know. I love your stories. I love your content. And she's in Houston, Texas, because we have an international way of listening.
Yes, I'm at Houston, Texas. Usually I work sometimes with corporates as well.
Okay,
that they hire me, and I go like on a lunchtime, 2 times or 1 times in the week, or one each week. And I go there and we do like a chair yoga or gentle yoga, because it's not just the pose, it's just to calm your mind. Exactly. And that's a little things that I'm doing. And hopefully in a couple of years, I want to be bigger. I want to expand this yoga of light. And I hope everyone please can reach me if you are new in yoga, and I can be a guide and walk you hand by hand with experience. You will feel a lot better. I can guarantee you, like your body will thank you for that, for doing that.
I love
and
that.
Also, before I leave, I would like to show, these are my #1 books that I would like to share, so people can start, like this one, for example. This is a very good book from yoga. If you want to start just reading something,
the Yamas and
Niyamas.
That's the book she's holding.
Yeah, this one is a very highly recommended book that you can start going into the middle of the yoga thing, and then it's simple. It's a very nice book. I love it. Of course, the four agreements
are fave.
This is because I love the stones, energy, all,
love it.
All
the crystal director is the name.
Yeah, the power of now.
That's one of my faves too. The power of now from Eckhart Tolle.
And this one is wherever you go, you are, is for learning how to meditate. This is a very good.
I haven't heard of that.
So I have tons of books. The Artist's Way by Cameron. Is so read.
The Artist's Way. I've heard of it, but I haven't read it yet. That's awesome, my friend. You are like me. I have tons of books. I love them. I'm obsessed with them.
And I said also write down your dreams, manifest your dreams, but be specific. Write down what you want, how you want it, when you want it, and put all the colors, all the details. Be specific. And I'm sure, and it's just because it comes from, you have to believe the universe will send, but you have to be specific. If we don't believe and we don't trust and we don't write down what we want, nothing is going to happen.
Thank you so much, Susana, for this amazing interview. I'm so happy we got to connect, and I cannot wait until this airs. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, Janet. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so honored. I would like to end with a little meditation, very quick meditation.
Yeah, let's do it. I love meditations.
So let's sit. If you're sitting, place your feet just resting over the floor, hands over your knees, sit proud and tall. Your jaw parallel to the floor. Close your eyes, shoulders away from your ears. And feel the air coming to your nose. Take a big inhale. And then you exhale, release. Notice your chest rise. Notice your ribcage expand. And slowly, start visualize this beautiful golden light coming from the crown of your head and all the way down to your tailbone. Find your stillness. One more breath, take a big inhale. We're gonna count to 4. Inhaling, count to 4. Hold the count to 3. Create a mantra, a word, and then you exhale, count to 6. One more breath. Inhaling, count to 4. Hold it, count to 3. And then you exhale, count to 6. Place both hands in your chest, Angelina Mudra. Feel your heartbeat. And allow this moment to be your space, your safe space. Bow your chin to your chest. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste, my friend. That was so relaxing. All I needed. Thank you so much, Susana. You're such a beautiful soul, and I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful. Thank you. I'm humble, honored to, and hope we can make this friendship that started today and grow more.
I love it. Thank you for everyone tuning into this amazing episode. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening at With Clarity and Purpose. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Sharing is caring. Please share with your friends and family so we can continue building an empowered community together. I'll see you next week.